Hello YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Yeah, these are not going to be recalled. I'm going to share an article with you guys, and I'm going to walk around the garden today too. I'm going to share an article where cucumbers have been recalled in 14 states due to salmonella. So that is another advantage to growing your own food. You're not going to be affected by those types of things. Some things have been going on in the garden, so let me just show you what we got going on. We only have a couple of days left until I give away that Jay's case. So if you're not entered, all you got to do is subscribe and type TAD10 in the comment section, and you will be eligible to win that. So the cabbage is coming along. The wife has just come out, and as you can see, it's folding in. We took the outer leaves off, some of the outer leaves off, and we're going to freeze dry those because you know, they'll go to the bolt. You know, they'll go bolt if we don't. We do that. That way we will be able to freeze dry the outer leaves for cabbage wraps and things like that, egg rolls, stuff like that. While you can see in there the ball is forming, and that's what you want. When you take the outer leaves off, what it does is it tells the plant that to concentrate more on the inner cabbage. So that's been done. I'll show you how we do those. We're really going to just basically parboil them for about 2 minutes, and then they'll be freeze dried. So the scraps will go to the chickens, and the stems will go to the compost. So that's going to be what we do with that. Now you're probably saying that the broccoli is flowered, and we let it do that on purpose. We're going to let that bolt and go to seed so we can seed save. There's still some broccoli on here we're going to get off right there, some right there. So that'll be coming off. But anyway, those are looking good. The intermediate tomatoes that we started, you know, those over there, we've got 3 rows, and those over at the far row over here is producing. Then we got this row, and we've got this row. Plant them in stages. I did a video on that to show you how we did that. But you can see cucumbers, she's already got a lot off. We've already canned, and well, she's already pickled some. But like right here, yeah, these cucumbers are not subject to recall, I can guarantee you. You can see them all hanging in there. And yeah, the leaves are a little yellow, but they seem like they're coming along fine. We've got more in there. We've got other cucumbers started, so that's good too. Now, let's see, over here on these tomato plants here, you can see we're starting to get quite a few. Now the onion row, everybody's going to look at it and say looks terrible. No, it's actually a good thing, because this weekend we're going to be pulling onions. You want them to get down like this. They got a little bit more drying to go. They're not quite 100% dry. They're still green here. But you know, we planted white onions, we planted yellow onions, and we planted Vidalia onions, and they mature at different times. You can see the Vidalias down there are really, really green and growing really good. So those are going to take a little bit longer to mature. So the ones that are falling down, we're okay with. They'll be coming out this weekend. I'll bring you along for that. Tomato plants are looking really good. They got a lot of blooms on them, and we've got a lot of tomatoes coming out on them. You can see it's just full of them. And so, like I say, we plant in stages. I showed you that in the other video. These were the first ones here. Then we went over there, and then we went some over there. That way you continuously have a crop growing, you know, all year long. So that's what we're doing. Oh yeah, look, there you go. These are looking really good. Good and healthy. Nice looking tomatoes be coming along. And we got them over here too. This plant, for some reason, does not look like he's doing well. We're going to wait him out and see. Don't know. Everything's being watered every day, so. But you have some plants that have a mind of their own. These were the last tomatoes we planted right here. These small ones. And they're coming along. But, yeah, you can see down through here. You know, having your own garden, growing your own food, You're not subject to recalls. You're not subject to supply chain issues. You're not subject to the government. All these things come into play. See, look at these guys here. Look how big that is. It's about baseball size and still got a long way to go. These are still green up at the very tips. You know, we want them to be completely dried up, and that's when we'll pull them out. And a lot of them are still standing up. You can see they're doing really good. The potatoes are turning green or turning yellow. It's not from lack of water. It's about time that they will be ready to be dug up, and I'll do a video when we do those, see what kind of yield we get. So the biggest thing is, you know, it just amazes me, you know, 14 states have recalls on cucumbers. That makes you wonder, what is safe to eat anymore, you know? I don't know. Seems like everything's got a recall. Everything's being, you know, 14 states. It's a lot. I don't want to be caught in that if I can help it. But, you know, like I was telling you, you can see the cabbage over there. The lower leaves have been taken out. And that's going to give it more air. And it's going to tell the plant to produce more energy, right, to start, you know, wrapping around the center and getting tighter. But the outer leaves are totally edible. You can can them, you can freeze dry them. You know, nothing wrong with that. But that's what we do, and then any scraps left over, they go out to the chickens. So, then we got over here, we've got the smaller cucumbers that are, these plants have just started producing pretty good. And these little guys, it don't take long for them to come on. They're everywhere in here. And I think I showed you in a video before, our lettuce, how this was all down and chopped down the other day when she had come out and just cut it down to down to the nub. And it regrows. When I told you it regrows that quick, it does. It comes back really fast. There's another one that was cut completely down. It keeps going all, you know, the whole season. It does that. Her dill, she's already come in and trimmed that again. We've got a lot of dill, and what we're going to be doing with that is freeze drying it and putting it up for spices. We've got bell peppers growing on the back deck. We've got some more watermelon growing on the back deck. I'll have to show you that sometime. We've got onions over there. We've had zucchini and squash coming off pretty regular. I think she got those today, because I certainly don't. Yeah, I see a few in there that are starting. So yeah, she got the rest of those today. Oh, there's one right there. He can come off. Yeah, right there. So yeah, nice zucchini. And then there's another little guy starting right there, and another one right there. So they're in there. That's why we don't plant a bunch of them, because they do come out pretty rapidly. But I'm not going to take much of your time. I just want to let you know about that recall. I will link an article in it, and so you'll know what I'm talking about, and see if your state was affected. It was 14 states, and salmonella is the reason that it was recalled. But when you're growing your own food, guys, as much as you can, or as little as you can, do something for yourself. You know, be proactive, not reactive. It may not work out great. I got a couple of tomato plants over there that they ain't doing so good. Got tomatoes on them, but that's probably all it's going to do. But the rest of it's doing really good. There's a little yellow back there on some cucumbers, but you know, you have to get out and try. Don't wait till SHTF happens before you decide to try something. You know, plus you'll save a ton of money on produce if you're doing it yourself. You know what went into it. You know how it was looked after. So I think that's what we need to start doing. I think we need to start getting back to the basics. And like I say, this is not a huge garden. If you got more room, you can do a lot more. We don't. I have had some volunteer tomato plants, zucchini and squash plants on the other side of my raised beds. I'll show you that in another video. But they volunteer. What a volunteer is if you grew plants there one year and some seeds, you know, a tomato fell off, it reseeded itself. and it comes back. If it comes back, it's a volunteer. So when you hear people talk about volunteers in the garden, it's not somebody out there helping them. It's a plant that the seed fell off and nature took over and it just did its thing. Sometimes they produce, sometimes they don't. I've got two potato plants over in my compost pile that once they die off, we're going to check and see if there's really anything in there. And I showed you the one accident plant I had inside the greenhouse, and I let that go, and it's still going, but we'll just have to wait and see. And when it dies back, I'm interested to see if it really produces anything. And if it does happen to produce by accident, I've grown potatoes in containers before, 5-gallon buckets and different things. So if this one does good, I think next year I might get back to that and try it and see what happens. So anyway, guys, I hope you guys are out there taking care of yourself, doing the best you can in this crazy world we live in. Just seems like every day the news gets worse. But anyway, until next time, guys, I'm Tad, and we will talk about it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.